Morning.
Uh,
Can you hear me right?
yeah.
Awesome. So basically I had GJ sells, but I closed 50% as soon as this candle closed with no wick to the bottom. And then if we come up and break the higher over here, then I'm exiting the full position at that point. Yeah, this happened last week, but we had candle with no wick to the bottom, you know, in a little bit of profit, and then it completely reverses. So I closed 50%, and then as long as we can respect the high, then we can still continue bearish. But I mean, yeah, if we break the high of the 15-minute candle, it just becomes extremely difficult at that point.
Your mic's playing up a little bit.
In what way playing up?
I don't know, like I can hear these like bumping noises. I'm not sure what it is. Don't know how to really describe it, but I was watching the videos from last night. It was doing it in them as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like muffled, like blocked a little bit. I can hear you clear, but it's like it sounds like at times it's getting blocked.
What about now? Does that sound any better?
You might have to speak a little bit more because it doesn't do it like sometimes in like a few words.
Does that sound any better or?
Nah.
No?
Still the same.
What does it sound like? I have to
You know, like if you got your face maybe too close to the mic, maybe something like that.
What about that? Does that sound better? That's further
Should.
away.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's because like I've got the actual mic a little bit too close. So if that
That's probably
better,
that's probably what it was.
okay, perfect. So if that sounds better, that's fine then. Looks like we're coming up to break the high over here. Yeah, this guy's gonna do a fake out. Potentially. Yeah, I was expecting, because if we look on the 15-minute time frame, right, I wanted to see this candle make a little bit of a top wick and then break the low, which it broke the low to start with, like straight away, and then I executed once we came back, just a little bit below this area, based on the 5-minute. So I mean, we still can continue moving bearish, but we need to respect this high over here. The new 30-minute candle, 1 hour candle still open. Yeah, it's pretty important with this 15-minute, because if we do break the high, then the 1 hour should, stay above this range, and then the sell is just, way too difficult at that point. Ooh, 5-minute close back in the range, but I mean, yeah, probably need to wait to see on the 15-minute. But I'll be exiting the full position if we break the high of the previous 15-minute candle.
Are you right?
Yeah, how's it going, bro?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
To be fair, for Celtic, it's looking good. I think it's just we might see some pullbacks, before like the for liquidity grab before the 8 AM before the London Open.
Yeah, I'm out of these sales now
We've
anyway.
got like a nice, because we've got like a nice 1 hour clean candle, like 22 pips.
Yeah, see, I think the sells made sense, but now there's no sells. Yeah, no sells at this point. We'll come right back in the range now. So looks like that move down was a fake out, which may mean that if we start to come up and break the high of the previous 4 hour, we could start to go bullish if this is a fake out. So we're just waiting over here. So yeah, I mean, the idea for the sells was, since we had a resistance created at 7 AM, that price should break the low and then continue down. And then once again, you can see we moved into a bit of profits before completely retraced and come back in the range. So I immediately closed 50% onto the 15-minute candle, closed with no wick, you know, in a little bit of profit. And then as the next candle was coming up, I closed the full position as we broke the high. So basically, yeah, only a couple pips, basically break even. So yeah, just gonna wait, because if we look at the 1 hour, if it's flipping bullish now and we're gonna start rejecting this area, then we could still start to break up. So I think good buys would be above 143.710 at this point. Since we gave sells a chance, sells didn't play out, so I think good buys are gonna be above this area. So that doesn't sound too bad now then, the mic.
Yeah, that's much better now. I think it might just been too close.
Okay. It's probably when I breathe into it.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, because I don't know, sometimes it would just be fine, then all of a sudden it would just like...
Oh, I see, okay. Wow, look at this fake out, man. Yeah, this is exactly why I trust no candle with no wick to the bottom. I closed 50% of the position, and then now we're running all the way up to 143.711.
If you look on a 15-minute time frame, maybe we'd react to that minor support on the left.
Yeah.
From 2 AM.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, but you know, you always expect him with volume for price to continue down. I mean, if you look on the 30-minute, we didn't quite get to this wick area, which is where I was like, okay, well, you know, this is probably the place to like secure some profits, and then let a piece run. But yeah, there's nothing you can do about these kind of fake outs. I mean, the trend is so strong bullish that I suppose the fake out kind of, you know, could have, yeah, basically was going to happen. But manage risk, so we can do. Got any news here today? No, nothing really. You take a trade. Yeah, I had sells, but I closed in a practically break even. Entered in once we started breaking the lows, and then obviously this candle closed with no wick to the bottom, so I immediately closed 50% in a little bit of profit, and then yeah, as the next one came up to break the high, I closed full position at that point. Okay, let's check out gold. Let's look at the daily time frame on gold. Seems like gold came up to that area but rejected this zone at 1872. We're now retracing. Could potentially come back to this support zone at 1840, anywhere between 1844 and 1840. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame is currently bearish, rejecting this resistance up over here, and now we tapped into a support, starting to retrace a little bit. Take a look on the 1 hour. Yeah, it seems like we tried to break below this support over here. So yeah, if we stay below this area, I mean, we could continue moving bearish on gold down to the support area. Could make sense. 30 minute. So looks like the 30 minute did a breakout, closed below the support zone. Now it looks like it wants to do a bit of a retest and then maybe continue moving bearish. Yeah, see if gold can create some resistance or something. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a little pullback for 8 a.m. if we get to see like a weak bearish candle or something like that. And then we start to break the highs, then we could continue moving up at that point. I would just go wait. Let's look at GU. GU, exact same thing. Yeah, no wick to the bottom. Complete retrace. What a mess though GU is today. I got in that sell too, but it had no bottom wick, so I closed at 1 pip profit. Yeah, I closed out 50% when the candle closed in a wick to the bottom, and then because I knew then at that point basically it put me break even if we break the high, or even just a little bit commission, and then if we have a more of a bullish bias after London Open, then that also makes sense too. So I don't know if everybody or anybody noticed, but for this week, we'll be trying something a bit different, bit fun. So if you donate £5 or more to the stream, you can come on and spend the rest of the day with us on the Zoom call. Yeah, if people like to do that, then we can make it permanent. But I thought it'd be something different to shake things up, as they say. $15-minute candle flipping bullish. We're gonna break the high over here. No, no snow in London. No, not today.
That pullback on the 30-minute looks good.
Yeah, is it?
I think if it closed below the 143 600, it'll be good because it'll just be like the liquidity grab.
Yeah.
Because it went back into the range, but it didn't break the resistance that was
No.
created previously.
I mean, yeah, I think this is a bit of a sensitive situation. I think we need to. I think we need to clearly see the candle closing below the zone in 3 minutes time, and then, I mean, yeah, it would make sense if the next one breaks the low for like a re-entry at that point. But I mean, this, yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
If this somehow flips,
Yeah, no,
that'd be crazy.
I was just unlucky then. Yeah, so I think for resells, there's going to need to be a couple of conditions here for this to make sense. First condition is going to be this candle, it needs to close below this area. That's the first thing. The second condition is the next candle needs to wick up a little bit first. Obviously, it's London open, and then come down and break the low. You know, so we could be looking on the 5-minute time frame again to see, you know, how the candles are forming up. They're going to push up to push down again. And then once we start breaking this low, then I think a good target at that point is going to be 143 400. But yeah, I don't want to I want to make sure we got good strong confirmation for a re-entry on this sell. It needs to it needs to make a lot of sense there. Since if we have 2 hours left on the 4-hour time frame, and the 1-hour candle is coming to a close, the 1 hour needs to close below. But that's not to suggest the 1 hour couldn't do another fake out. 30-minute. Yeah, it does seem like we can close below over here.
I think the nice confirmation is if we have still like this 30-minute to close below that range, then to wait for the next 15 or 30 minutes to create a top wick and then respect that range, and then maybe an entry on the break of the 143 535. Then obviously we're also breaking on that support on the left.
Yeah, I think a good entry is going to be the break of the 30-minute low, but obviously I want to make sure it's made a good amount of a top wick, you know.
Yeah,
you have to be cautious in these delicate situations. So yeah, I mean, first 5 minutes has obviously broken the high, so this could be a liquidity grab on the 5 minute time frame for us to continue down. But I really want to make sure I'm being, cautious here. London Open is a wild. Yeah, London Open is a wild time to be in a trade. Okay, so if we do just come back in the range at this point, at least we never had the entry, right? We never had the confirmation for sells to execute sells. Took a small loss, reduced risk. Yep, I'll check that out. I'll check that out in a minute. Let's just wait and see what happens here. Expecting big pullback considering London Open or deeper. Yeah, I mean, let's see how the first 5 minute closes, because if it closes like back in the range, and then when we see that engulfing 5 minute, that comes back below, there could be good confluence. But yeah, let's wait and see. Yeah, I mean, the 30-minute close looks good. Obviously, it's going to be a slightly riskier entry since, yeah. Probably going to want to reduce risk a little bit if we do take the sell. Yeah, since, in terms of stop loss, it's going to be aggressive. It's going to be super aggressive because it's going to have to be above the current candle. It's like 10 pips. And then, yeah, I think 143,400 would be a good target. But let's wait and see. So the first 5 minute candle closed bullish, right? So not about taking a break of the low, but I mean, now if we start to come down, I think it makes more sense.
Not really sure what's going on with like London Open, because usually we get like a nice push on the Open, but lately it just seems to range a lot.
Yeah, London session has been very difficult these last few weeks.
And now stop would be quite big.
Yeah, we'll see anyway, because it seems to be pumping up rather than looking to come back down at this point.
To be fair, like, with the volume that it's looking like we're having at the minute, because we're not having like as much volume, I'd say personally I'd like to see a bearish 15-minute candle to close and break the 143,535, and then expect to like a top wick to be created, to be respecting that range again, and then potentially take a sell, because we're just not having like enough like volume to just push us out of that range. It's a bit,
yeah, I mean, look at this
too
now.
tricky.
Yeah, look at this now. Fake out to the fake out.
was just looking actually, like if you go back on the 30, like it looks like this. What is it? I've drawn it. It's like this wick here is the 4 hour low, the previous 4 hour. It looks like it come down, just been unable to break.
Respected it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think we still got some time left to kind of see. Yeah, I think we got some time to see what happens here. Okay, let's check out this chart over here. Okay, 1 hour created a support range, wait for candle to close below that range. Yep. 30-minute close below support, waited for bullish candle to retest and took entry at the break of the low. Yeah, I think it made sense. Obviously this candle ended up closing with no wick to the bottom, so I took this same trade and I closed 50% right away when the candle closed with no wick to the bottom, right over here in a little bit of profit, just because I've seen that the probabilities don't work out, and this was a mistake I made last week, you know, and then the full position ended up going into a minus. So I closed 50% right over here. I think that was a good maybe potentially what you should have done there. And then as this candle came up to break the 15-minute high, you could have reduced risk even more at that point. But yeah, I mean, still a good idea. It made sense. Just, man, London session just moving so dirty at the moment. Yeah, I mean, look at this, we're right back up in the range. There was no confirmation for sells. Okay. We said that. Won't you see it as a higher low and retest of previous structure on 1 hour to take a buy? Well, I mean, I'm not seeing it like that, but yes, in a sense, because what we're looking at here is if we can respect this area, if we are respecting this area on the 1 hour time frame, then we know once we break through this zone at 143,700, then we can continue moving up, and then this is our next zone that we will reach based on the 1 hour. You know, so this is your play zone. You know, above this high, and then you're expecting price to tap anywhere into the zone. And then once we start to rip through this, then you have this next zone up over here, which is obviously the high from yesterday. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this 1 hour candle, because this could be a big liquidity grab to head further down. But I mean, it doesn't look like it, to be completely honest, but there you go. Hi Raga. How do you make your background to look dark and black? You want to right click, you want to go to color theme, and you want to go dark on your training view. Imagine I got a message from someone yesterday saying that, you know, the guy who obviously drew that picture on our stream, He done it to Raja as well.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah. Well, he won't be coming back on here. Okay. This is AUD USD 30-minute time frame. So downtrend, lower high. Yep. Maybe wait for correction and then we can take a sell after bearish confirmation. I think you want to wait for a bearish candle in this area. I think you're going to want to wait for a resistance to form below this zone. But since this candle's like coming up and breaking the high, you kind of want to see this area being respected. But I think ultimately maybe you could wait for this, you know, minor support to break as well, and then it could continue down at that point. But I think on this particular occasion, it needs to respect this area right over here as a resistance. If it can respect this area as a resistance, then it can continue moving down. If it starts to close back above this support level, then you could say, okay, well, I could look for buys once we start to break above this area, because then you have a nice clean candle at that point coming up to this resistance, you know, and then you could say this move will get corrected. But until we start breaking this low or respecting this area as resistance, there's no confirmation for continuation at that point. So yeah, like I say guys, just a reminder, if anybody wants to join us on the Zoom call for the day, £5 donation or more and you get to join us for the rest of the day. Thought I'd try it out, let some people come on the Zoom and speak to some of the guys who come on every morning. But yeah, there's options available. Yeah, I think the buy, I think the sells are just, yeah, just kind of fading away here. That's okay, no worries. Four hours flipping bullish. Yeah, if we break the high of the previous 4 hour, we can continue moving up. Did the 4 hour just breaking out not put you off sales, mate? Not really, because I mean the smaller time frames, they make up the 4 hour, right? They make up the zones. So I had that in mind, that okay, we broken out of this resistance here, we should continue bullish on the 4 hour. But then as I came to the smaller time frames, we had confirmation for sales. And anyway, this was like an impulse entry, and I knew that I could do it in a way that I could reduce risk and you know, try and keep like like a really small loss if it doesn't work out. But yeah, just kind of waiting here to see if we get something like sets up a bit better. But a bit of an awful session here so far. Nice, man. I'm waiting for that break of Asian high 4 hour. Yeah, nice. Yeah, GJ could continue bullish. I think if we get a 15-minute candle closing above this area, then yeah, I think it makes sense for the next one to also continue moving up. Yeah, if we look on the 5 minute as well, we can kind of see the structure here again. We made a low over here, and then we made a higher low right over here. And then since we're breaking above these highs, I think it's a good chance we're gonna continue up. Broken above the 4-hour high at this point. London being gash for past 3 weeks. Yeah, London's been tough. Definitely found it tough these last few weeks. Looks like we're heading off over here.
Yeah, I'm in these buys.
Oh,
As it broke
nice.
the 4-hour high.
Beautiful.
Stops below 15 minute.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think that should be good over there. Nice idea. 5 minute candles, got like 10 seconds left. Not in buys. No, I'm not in buys. To see, the thing is, obviously I had sells, didn't play out, went break even, and then, you know, since we're changing bias, I need a just a little bit stronger confirmation. But I mean, the 4-hour break of the high completely made sense. Like, you know, it's a good entry point. But I suppose I'm just gonna try and wait and see how we react. But yeah, I definitely agree with the buys as long as we can stay above 143.712.
There is that area to the left though. That's obviously it could react off. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
if it's
tough.
yeah, I think if it's gonna like, it will need to create like supports on the smaller time frames. You know, like the 5 minute and stuff, to break through that area. But it should be okay.
See how this candle closes, I reckon. Closes
Yeah.
above, then should be fine.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what GU's doing. GU also trying to move bullish. Oh, you're NZD. Big sell-off. Wow. Oh, looks like gold did stay below 1852. Yeah.
It's a big rejection of mine.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Because if it closes like, you know, somewhere up over here, then it's going to be fine. But if we close back in the range, then it does make it more difficult for price to continue moving up. Okay, 15-minute candle closes bullish. Right. Probably want to see if it can make a little bit of a bottom wick first. But we did close above. Because my only issue is that if we break down, right, if we start to come down, we could easily just come and hit stop loss, which is like 7 pips. And in terms of reducing risk, there's only this break of the 5-minute low that we can do that. You know, so yeah. So I think I want to see how we react at this low here first.
Yeah, I was looking at the 5-minute. I took half off when the 5-minute low was broken. But maybe I should have held to the close. But
Yeah,
I'll keep this half running anyway.
Yeah, I think you should have held to the close. That would have been fine because, you know, once it closed above, like, you had no need really to manage your risk. All you're doing now is looking at, okay, how can I make sure, you know, I don't have a full stop loss hit. But this is where it gets a little bit more difficult, as you know. Definitely a bullish bias for sure. But obviously, we don't know where we could pull back to before shooting off. It's a new 30-minute candle. The 1 hour candle still open. 4 hours still open.
It's just lacking volume, it seems like.
Yeah.
Might just be a range day. Might just go back in the range.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, let's see how it reacts. You know, because when the volume comes in, it's either going to start breaking the 5-minute low, and then that's when we're like, okay, good thing we, you know, waited for a little bit. Or if it starts to go bullish kind of up towards these high points, then you can anticipate that we're going to start moving up. But yeah, I think there's a good chance it should continue bullish though. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I have just a couple of concerns, that's all. Seems like we're pushing up over here. Maybe you want to wait to see how the first 5-minute candle closes of the 15-minute. Yeah, just because my only concern is, right, if we broke this low right over here, we'd have to close 50%. And then, you know, the stop is like not even that much further away at that point. But yeah, I mean, the last thing I want to do is be jumping into a trade, you know, based on FOMO. So I just want to make sure I'm being as cautious as I can be with it. Okay, so the first 5-minute candle closed bearish of the 15. So it means it's making a bit of a bottom wick. See, we just broke the low, so I would have had to have closed 50% right over here.
Yeah, I closed now 25%. Got like 25 running now.
Okay.
But that was nasty though. That just
Yeah.
jumped.
Yeah, it did just jump. Part of me is a little bit glad that I held off just for the sec with the buys, sorry. Because imagine taking 2 losses like that. I suppose part of me was expecting a bit of a pullback with the 30-minute. So now I'm looking on the 5-minute to see, okay, maybe if we get this 5-minute candle pushed down and then the next one start to push up back above this, this area, could make sense. And then, expecting it to continue, but it's still respecting the low on the 15, so I don't think until it breaks that low that the bias is still invalid. So I think it's good that you're leaving the 25% to run, because then if it does end up continuing up, then that should at least put you like just at break even or whatever.
Yeah, just about cover me. But I made that mistake last week or the week before, just not leaving anything on.
Yeah.
And a few times it did actually end up flipping.
Yeah, it happens, man. GJ going back to 144. I mean, I'd love GJ to go back to 144. Yeah, there is a bit of a pullback. That's why I'm just waiting for this pullback, because the last thing you want to do is be jumping into buys, straight away. Because look at that, we had buys for sells, fake out, confirmation for buys. The last thing you want to do is imagine getting done by both biases. I've had that before. So yeah, like I was saying, for the rest of the week, if anybody wants to come on and join us on the Zoom, then you are more than welcome to. With the if you do £5 donation or more, you can come on for the rest of the day at that point. But I suppose like if we get past like 9 o'clock, then I could knock it down a bit.
I'm all out of that now.
Yeah, man. What
It's
dirty
done you on the
buys.
downside, me on the upside.
Yeah. Man, do you know what? It's just disgusting, because GJ's been moving like this now just for the last few weeks. Just bad confirmations, fake outs, the whole lot. I mean, if this is a liquidity grab to head up, I mean, that's just nuts. I mean, how can we head down from this point? Like we got bullish market structure. Man, what disgusting price action.
Just keeps rejecting zones to the left, which it normally just wouldn't do with it. It would like you look to the left with clean candles. It should just follow the most recent.
Yeah. I think it's because we got like a volume issue. It's the only reason I can think. See, if this was MY session, those would have been easy buys. But London does move nice. It just It just hasn't recently, and there's just, I suppose, nothing we can do about it. Gotta stay loyal to your session, man. The MY session has been so much better. Yeah, the MY session looks like he's made some good moves recently. And I suppose that means, you know, we can't say the same for London. But, you know, the amount of times I've been trading New York, and then I was looking back and I was like, oh man, London was just so beautiful. You know, it just goes to make sense. Let's take a look at the 5 minutes. Just on my Instagram, looks like a lot of people had the same sell idea as me this morning. Entry on the close of that 5 minute. Yeah, I think you gotta wait for the 5 minute to kind of to close, because too many times if I see it break these like highs and then just flip back again. Yo, what's going on, bro? Yeah, what's going on, brother? How are you? Yeah, the sells, they didn't play out this morning. Yeah, it was it looked good, but I mean, the minute the candle closed with no wick to the bottom, I closed 50%, you know, in a little bit of profit, and then the next one just came straight back into the range at that point. But yeah, and then once this 30-minute candle closed a week bullish after breaking all above these highs, I was like, oh, okay, perfect. So, you know, maybe if we now start to wick up and then break the low, but it never did, came back in the range, closed above, and now we're coming back in the range. Man, what another shite session. Just disgusting range. Man, look at that. 15-minute candle closed back in the range. Just, yeah, just... Yeah, no good, man. So, it seems like we just have a ranging session here today. Man, look at the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, this is ridiculous because we broke the highs to come down, and then the 1 hour candle broke above everything to go up, and now it's it just makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Yeah. Man, what dog shit. Yeah, it looks like we did react to that area to the left hand side. I mean, that's all we can kind of conclude from what's going on here. That we reacted to this 143 730 level, you know. But when you look left, you know, price should be focusing on this nice clean move coming up to, you know, a key resistance level. Looked clean on the break of the 1 hour bearish to mirror that candle down. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at, because this 1 hour candle, it closed bearish after breaking the high at 7 a.m. which meant, you know, that 7 a.m. did its own liquidity grab for us to believe price was going to continue further. And then obviously on the 30-minute time frame, we was breaking below the lows on the 30-minute at 7 a.m. So it just looked, yeah, it made complete sense. And I always look for these type of like resistances created at support, and then you're anticipating with volume to break the low and then, you know, continue moving down. But it just really did just go straight back in the range at that point. Honestly, man, people who aren't managing risk at this moment, they are in, yeah, they're having some bad weeks, I can tell you. I remember being in these type of positions when the market moves like this. You know, you're just trying to take sells, then you're trying to take buys, and it just fucks you. Like, you just nothing you can do about it. But you just got to be disciplined. I think the buys completely made sense. I mean, once the 4 hour flipped and broke the high, we should have started to continue moving up at that point. But, you know, obviously I was looking on the smaller time frames and something was telling me to just hold off. If you look left, there are lots of rejections in that area. Yeah, there's lots of rejections, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there is a lot of rejections, so it does make sense. But then, you know, why do we have the volume to break above this resistance? And then, yeah, I mean, we can't really argue with the market. You know, it's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of saw a fake out to the downside, and then it started breaking up.
Yeah.
Was it expecting us to just continue?
Yeah.
And then even when the 15 and 30 closed above, I thought, you know what, I'll stay in with most of my position left.
Yeah, I mean,
then, yeah.
I've seen this move before, right? This exact same structure, and we just had a nice continued bullish run at that point because we did the fake out, established support back at a key level, and then we started to break up based on the 15 minutes. So I would say I've seen that happen before myself. but there was just something that was telling me to hold off just because of the 5 minute, and I suppose it was because I was getting in the entry waiting for the close, so I just thought I needed to just wait, and then yeah, good thing I did. But I mean, yeah, daily's bullish as well. Like, why? Like, the double fake out makes no sense. That doesn't, that doesn't make any sense in my mind.
That keeps happening though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Does.
It's hard because if you've taken like a lot of trades like that before, where it's faked out to one side and you're getting in and winning a lot on the other breakout, then when this starts happening now, you're gonna be like quite sure of your trades and they just don't work out.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tough area for buyers looking back though. There's a lot to the left. Something to note.
There was, but then I mean, if we can't break down and we had the volume to break above, the resistance since the start of the session, man, I don't know.
There's no words for it.
Yeah.
There's no explanation.
I can't, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I can't really explain it. All I can just say is, well, it makes sense I suppose it makes sense because of this area to the left, but yeah. I only created a high low. If you look, it never broke the previous high low, so it had to go up. Just got sent home from work because of snow. We'll be joining Zoom in a minute if that's okay. Yeah, of course. You are a part of the group. Join whenever, mate.
But I did alright to look on the 5 minute, because if I stayed just on the 15, I'd have been hit full stop loss there.
Yeah. So this is a big liquidity grab to head down. I don't think we can say that for sure yet. I mean, there's like the 4 hour is still above this area, so I mean technically there's still a bullish bias based on the higher time frames. 1 hour is also still kind of respecting this area. Yeah, I can't really say there's any. Yeah, I can't really see a direction. This is just range now at this point. This is just range. My bias is when the 1 hour candle closes, like we got a big wick to fill. Yeah, I mean, I think price is just ranging on the smaller time frames.
I mean, the other thing is also we might see like more range on a high time frame because obviously we've got the interest rate coming this week, so maybe we're just going to range until we have you know, the news, maybe like
Yeah.
on a higher time frame, obviously.
Yeah, what day is the interest rates?
I think it's on Thursday. Should be on Thursday or Friday. Should be Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're gonna keep rates the same, more than likely.
Well, last time Bailey, when he had the speech,
Mm.
he was saying that they were staying, you know, considering having the negative interest rate,
Yeah.
which it'll be interesting to see. I think the interest rates are definitely coming,
Mm.
but it's just a matter of when they're gonna get them, you know, like when they're gonna take them into place. Because it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'd say, what I'm expecting is for the interest rate to happen this time, because obviously the economy is still shut. So obviously they want more people to borrow money. So they want, you know, the consumer spending to elevate again rather than just saving money, because that's the main topic that he was talking about is obviously a lot of people are not working at the minute, so they're not really spending their money. So he's wanting to create this interest rate negative one, so people can actually go and take loans, and then that will generate income, you know, within the economy.
Yeah.
So possibly we might see like a range within a high time frame. You could still see moves on a lower time frame, but this is my anticipation for the week, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You should not look for no sells. I'm not looking for anything right now because there is no trade right now. I'd say, yeah, there's more of a bullish bias since we're respecting bullish market structure. But apart from that, yeah, no, definitely agree with you that don't think there's any sells at the moment. Do you think a buy at the break of the 30-minute high is a good plan? I think that can work. But okay, let's say you do take a buy right over here. Your stop is gonna have to be below the current 30-minute candle. So obviously it's a slightly riskier entry, since your stop is gonna have to be below the current 30-minute. And then obviously you would anticipate price to continue up to 143.850. And then, you know, you're securing at maybe like 900 and then letting something run. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be aggressive, isn't it? Because wherever this 30 minutes bottom wick is going to have to be a stop, unless you want to put it down over here. But if we measure that, it's going to be probably slightly bigger than, you know, you would like. It's going to be around 16, so 17, maybe 18 pips of spread. So yeah, I'm gonna want to probably use this current low for a stop loss. But then, you know, some confluences with that is gonna be, can the 15-minute candle close above that area. So if it breaks the high, then whichever 15-minute candle breaks that high, you want to make sure it's closing above 143.730, and then there's a good opportunity for there to continue up. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely see we're definitely respecting bullish market structure here with these support levels from within this range. So yeah, I think a break of this high right over here could be a good opportunity then for price to continue moving up. But then, you could also argue, okay, we've got 8 minutes left. Maybe you just want to wait to see if the 15-minute can close above. And then you would anticipate, the next 15-minute to wick down and then continue to move up at that point. But yeah, just wait and see.
There's been loads of opportunities people have been caught out in today. Let's just be careful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can kind of see how price has been moving today. So yeah, I'd agree with Kelsey. Like we need to be cautious.
Yeah, I won't be getting anything else today. Just gonna watch. I mean, it does have the range to fill up on the 1 hour, like that guy said in the chat.
Yeah.
It breaks the high on 30. It's good confirmations.
Yeah, breaking the high of the 30 is going to be probably a good opportunity. Looks like we're breaking up over here. Man, gotta change this song. Yeah, I mean, if we look at the structure on the 5-minute, we are literally still respecting bullish market structure. So, I mean, yeah, I think we should continue moving up, but just not sure if it's going to be for me to take another trade. Could have got in on that first bullish candlestick on the 5 minutes. Which one? Don't you think the best opportunity for buys the 8 a.m. 30-minute candle wick fill? Not really, because the 30-minute it closed below a support. So yeah, there's more bias for sells rather than buys at that point. That was just a probability that we came up to fill the wick. You know, actually most times it's going to come up a little bit into this wick, and then it's going to come down and break this low. You know, we've taken this impulse entry over and over again. Looks like we want to break up over here. Yeah, I think if we do break this high, we should continue moving bullish. Yeah, the only thing is this candle's only got like 2 minutes left to close. So it's very difficult when it's so late into the candle if it breaks the high, because you know it can break the high and then close, and then you could have got a slightly better entry, you know. Yeah, a lot can happen in the last couple of minutes, but it's coming up to break the high over here. Yeah, I'd say the only thing that's putting me off right now is the fact that this 15 minutes got like a minute and a half left to close. Plus this wick is at 143.750, which is a bit of like a psychological price level too. So okay, so it's broken the high on the 30 minute. But yeah, I think because this candle's only got like a minute and a half left. Is it going to make the run in the last minute? Anybody getting buys over here? So your stop loss is going to be below the current 30-minute candle. Your entry is going to be right over here. And then you're going to want to secure positions around 143.850. But yeah, the 15 minutes only got like 30 seconds left to close, so we'll see. Nice, few people in buys. I think if as long as this candle closes above this area, then this should continue moving bullish. But if it doesn't, if it closes back in the range, wow, is that going to be tough. See, it didn't really close above that area. It closed above this resistance, but then it didn't quite like break above these previous areas over there.
So if you look on the left, on the 1 hour time frame, we've had one of the bullish candles with a strong rejection to the upside, maybe you'd have to be careful on that area.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we rejected before.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I have no doubt that it should continue bullish, but you know, in terms of waiting for stronger confirmations, this candle, it should have just closed above that area. I mean, we couldn't close above this area here. So, I mean, yeah, this may be why we could see a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, the other issue as well is, you know, there's not really much place to manage risk. You know, the only real place to manage risk is on the 5 minute. But it so easily can break that 5 minute low.
You know, looking at it now, like, I think that's when we need like some good fundamentals to just create some clean range, because when it ranges like that, it just makes it really hard to have like a nice range to trade within. And now looking back to when we had, you know, the Brexit news, we had a lot of volume, and even like if you miss on the fundamentals, because sometimes, you know, you get a Brexit news and you're just not expecting it at all. So we always have like a retracement, so you can always take that trade again, or it just creates more range to, you know, trade within.
Yeah.
But London is just becoming like really tough. I'd say the past 2 weeks it's been really hard.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh. Yeah, I definitely struggled these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, because like, so 2 weeks before that, we used to have a 15-minute rejection to whichever bias was. Like if it was a buy, we'd have like a pullback on the 15-minute candle, like the 15-minute before the London Open, and we always see that pullback. The 5 minutes always goes back in the range.
Yes.
Where now it's just you see a big rejection on the 15-minute candle, and then there is no volume at all. So it's to me, it's becoming really difficult to predict whether the 15-minute pullback, whether it's a liquidity grab to carry on, you know, to have the bullish trend or a bearish trend, depending on the bias, or it's going to be coming back to the range.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's annoying is that, like the first week of Jan, it made 2021 look like it was going to be beautiful, right? The first week of Jan, I mean, I didn't have no losses. And then the second week of Jan was still pretty good. And then from about the third week, so basically the last 3 weeks have just been dreadful.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's not even just that. It's like days like this where it's like doing these double fake outs, you know, where price is just really, really not flowing well. It's just, yeah, it's just horrible.
Then if you think about it, like since the Brexit deal was made, you know, back in the end of December, within January, we've had a really good run from that 140 level. And I'd say the past 7 weekly candles, we've had a nice, well, not a nice, but like we've had a decent run up, you know, on the bullish momentum. Yeah. So I think it'll only make sense to have some sort of pullback and create some sort of support on a weekly candle to then anticipate the bullish momentum to come back again. But as long as we respect the 141 500 or 142 500, I'm just not on the chart at the minute. As long as we respect that area, then I think we should still be good for for buys because we left the messy range below 140 area.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I'd also say, like, when I came to the Asian session last night, I mean, you know, obviously I was thinking, okay, well, as long as we stay above 143, 300, then higher time frames will start to go bullish. Because if you look on the 4 hour, right, this was the area where we came down to yesterday, and then you see how we closed yesterday after going a strong bullish and correcting that bearish candle. So that's why I said, okay, well, 143, 300 is a strong level for price to continue moving up, as long as we can respect that.
Yeah. Also, obviously, the daily candle closed with no wick at the bottom, so it made it kind of like more obvious to have that bullish bias. But personally, I'm still more bearish just because, like, based on like technicals and fundamentals, it's just not adding up for me to see more bullish momentum. The only thing that's gonna give us more volume is once they release the rates for the Bank of England, then maybe we're gonna see like some really good volume then.
Yeah.
Then it'll just clean that range, and it just gives you like, even if you had like a 60 pip move, and even if you missed it, you're always gonna get like a pullback on the 4 hour or on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
Just a matter of waiting now.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think we can still head up. Higher time frame. But I think, I mean, from a fundamental perspective, it seems as though the market is focusing on, you know, like the fact that we've got the vaccine rollout, we've got Brexit done, and they're kind of focusing on these positive aspects rather than the fact that, you know, the economy is probably battered, and, you know, the amount of small businesses have gone under, amount of jobs lost. So with all that should be realized, and price is still moving up, just goes to show that the market at the moment just doesn't care for that. It's focusing on the fact that if it's focusing on the fact that you know, there's the optimism around the vaccine release, you know, everyone's getting their jabs, and, you know, they're trying to, I suppose, focus on that really.
Yeah, true.
What pair are they watching? GPJPY. Double fake out 2 days in a row. Glad I haven't taken anything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at this now. Coming right back. Breakout fails 70% of the time. I don't know about that one. Then it would just be called a fake out. Yeah, I mean, breakouts are breakouts, you know. When price is consolidating, it has to break out eventually, otherwise, you know, just keep on consolidating. So yeah, I mean, breakouts do work, but not, like, I'm not one of these guys that will just, you know, identify consolidation, wait for a break and retest, and then anticipate. You know, there's so much more that goes into it than just looking at that. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't get in these buys. I mean, we'd be sitting in drawdown, and it's no good. Yeah, you can't, like, fake outs, man. You can't anticipate a fake out. Just once the fake out happens, you know. And then look at that, like, we faked out this morning and then hit the top of the range and then just ranged.
I think that's when the 30-minute time frame comes really handy, because it becomes like a strong confirmation, because it'll stand out of all the smaller time frame, like a 15-minute. Obviously, looking at it now, like on 15-minute time frame, it looks very messy. But then, if you see like a nice breakout on the 30-minute, then obviously we'd see that like we're having a really good volume, because we're still having wicks, but there is no closing. There is no good closes really, you know. So it's just it's just a range.
We might have a we might have a record triple fake out today. Yeah, that'll be the one. I mean, if the 4-hour close is bullish, then at least that's still indicating higher time frame. We can continue up. Double and triple breakouts are rare, to be honest. Yeah, they are pretty rare, especially triple. I can't say I've seen that one before. Yeah, I mean,
That'll
look,
become a
fake,
range.
yeah, fake outs happen, you know, a lot of times. There's nothing you can do about it. But I mean, when price is faking out to the upside and then the downside, I think by then, you know, you should be calling it a day. Like if this candle closes bearish, then I mean, yeah, there's no trade here today. This is just going to be a bad session, and you have to be cautious. See what gold did. So gold tried to create a resistance, and now it retraced. So kind of we're just consolidating here with gold. Yeah, good break below 1847 for gold to continue down. It's like 55 pips.
To be fair, like 2 weeks ago, I really enjoyed trading gold. It's been really good, and like on the breakouts. But it just seems like if you look on the 4-hour on a high time frame, there's just a massive range between. Let's have a look. That's between 1834 and 1875.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of there's still a lot of moves that you can have within that range, but I just thought about it and I thought like I'm just gonna like miss out on these moves within that range. But if you look on above 1875, you've got a really clean range coming up to potentially 1908.
Yeah,
it's
I'd
a
say
really clean, you know.
Yeah, 1908 is a good target. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you
I
can
think
always.
Go on.
Yeah, go for it, sir.
No, I was just gonna say I think while gold is in this range, it's just everything's gonna become a lot harder for it to.
Yeah, because like if you look, are you on a 4-hour? Are you on 30-minute? Can you go on the 4-hour, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see on the 4-hour? So you can see like a lot of massive wicks on the bullish candles. We've had that big fake out, that news. I forgot what that news was about. But we've had that big fake out on the 4-hour.
Yeah.
Where we rejected there. But then we've just been having like we've been having volume, but there's a lot of volatility, but it just always closes back in the range. So it's just nice to plan for, you know, a clean range to trade rather than, because gold's been really crazy. Like I've also noticed like on the session opens, so it always comes into like a support or a resistance, and you think it's just gonna, with the volume push, it's just gonna break above or below. Then what happens is it taps your stop loss, and then it goes to the way that you wanted it. So I'm still like paper trading it just to see, but that's what it seems to be like for the past, for the last week and the beginning of this week. So I'd say just be cautious with that one. I don't like how it's doing it, because usually with the volume you should just have a nice breakout, like I'd say at least 30 pip move, and then maybe you see some sort of retracement, but it shouldn't really come back to, you know, within the range.
Yeah, gold's tricky, and so is GJ right now. Wow, look at that, man. There was no move up after this head and shoulders pattern is reversal. Head will break but fake back through neckline. Yeah, I've never really looked at the head and shoulders pattern. I don't really do patterns, I just do like reading the candles. So we've got half an hour left on the 4-hour. 30 minutes still in the range. 15-minute candle closed back in the range. A weak bullish 30-minute. Well, I don't mind this song. Let's try and add this. Do. Okay, so if I go to likes, then it's gonna. Yeah, if I like a song, I'm gonna add it because I can't keep listening to some of the crap that's on it.
But you know, like sometimes on YouTube you can find like no copyright music. Are you not allowed to play this one either? Or?
No, this is that. This is exactly that. This is a non-copyrighted music.
No, no. I mean, like within like there is some YouTube channels where you can find music that's it says like no copyright. Are you
Oh,
not
I
allowed to
see.
play this one either? Or?
Um,
There's quite a few of them.
I'm not sure. I'll check it out after the stream. See if there's any that I can. Yeah, maybe see if there's a cool playlist.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, this is just. I'm not even gonna use the word to describe this song. No, I'm gonna see what other playlists there are. What's upbeat? Hype bass. Let's try hype bass. Let's try this. See if it's a little bit more up tune. Anyone know what the nickname is for GJ? Yeah, GJ. That is the nickname for GJ. But if you mean like because they call like GU, some people call it cable. I don't know what the pound yen one is. Looks like GU broke above that area. Is it the dragon? That's mad. I didn't even know that myself. The beast. Oh, I thought it was dragon. We've got 20 minutes left for the 4 hour to close. 20 minutes left for the 1 hour also to close. I think there's going to be quite a big push here on GJ. If we look at the structure on the 5 minute, we have resistance over here. Put a little R. Resistance. And then now we're still respecting bullish market structure. Support, support, support. So eventually when the two coincide in this price area, we could see quite a big push up at this point. But yeah. I think this song's a bit too much. Bit too much of a hype. Yeah, once we start surpassing this previous 15-minute high, I mean, no one should be trying to take impulse entries at this point. You know, since pretty much all of them have not worked out today. But yeah, since we're still respecting structure, I think once we start to break above this 5-minute high over here, we should be, this previous 5-minute high, we should be off. I mean, look at this liquidity grab. This is obviously just even more liquidity being generated in this area. And then once we rip right through this zone, we're off at that point. Who have I got in the group here today? We got George, Salim, Sergio, Kelsey. Any of you guys want to do a simulation session this afternoon? Any of you guys down to do a sim this afternoon?
Yeah, man, I'll be there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. I was thinking of, you know, since price hasn't been moving so well, it's also good to, you know, keep the confidence going and do some more like back testing and simulations. So yeah, I think we'll do one this afternoon if you guys are around, and then it will be uploaded to the database if you're not around.
What time would you be doing that at?
Well, I suppose I know some of you will probably want to do like MY session. So if we say around 3 o'clock.
Sounds good.
If 3 o'clock works, maybe 1:30. Just whenever you guys have got, because I know not everyone trades London in the group. Some are New York session, so yeah, I think around 2:30, 3 o'clock we'll go with. Testing one candle at a time on historic charts. I wouldn't really say like testing one candle at a time. We would do like I don't know, maybe like a whole week's worth of like the London session, you know, and then you have a whole week's log. Yeah, this is where things are going to start to get a bit interesting with GJ. Let's make this a bit more neat, because we could seriously see either a really big pop up, since, you know, we're creating these. Let's do resistances as yellow, and then supports we'll do pink. Still making these higher lows and then lower highs, so we have a conflict of interest here, which is why if we respect these low points, then we should break above this high that's been created over here, and then we should start to move up at that point. But I think we're going to start to see some volume come in. So yeah, I think if you guys are around for a sim this afternoon, we'll do that. I think it'll be good. Just keep pushing with the back testing, and then we can start looking at the that 5 minute as well. Start looking at that. Yeah, either we're going to see a really big push up, or we're going to see a fat off drop down. But how long do we have to the 4-hour close? 14 minutes. So we're breaking down over here. So if we're making that again lower high, maybe we're not going to break above. Oh yeah, looks like we're breaking down over here. It's interesting to see the structure on the 5 minute. And for the guy that said 144 is incoming, trust me, man, we haven't even got above. We haven't even got out of this range yet. No, it wasn't you, the last samurai. It was someone else. Yeah, so since we've broken this 5-minute low over here, I think we could. But yeah, it's just very disgusting. Yeah, higher time frames, we're still respecting bullish market structure, but I mean, I don't know, man. Anyone know JPY nickname? No, no idea. Man, these tunes are just meaty tunes. Five minutes left for the 4 hour to close. Yeah, looks like we're coming down over here to support. What a trash session. One absolute trash session. Okay, I think we're gonna call it a day here soon in a minute. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day here since price is just ranging. Gold is ranging, GJ's ranging. We didn't really look at Euro JPY. Euro NZD. It's just kind of ranging now too. Lacking the volume to head further down. GU's back in the range. Wow, what a trash session. Yeah, absolute trash. So there you go. So I had one GJ sell this morning, and that was executed around 143,600. And then yeah, basically broke even on that trade. yeah, basically broke even. So there we go. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna call it a session here today. Thanks everyone for coming on. Really appreciate it. I think probably New York session guys are gonna have a good stream, a good session. Sorry, I think good sales are gonna be below 143.556 for price to continue down, and then you got a nice, yeah, nice like 15-16 pip range. So we'll see what NY brings, but I mean London session is clearly failing to break above the highs at 143.740. So I mean, yeah, I think I mean, I know the 4 hours still closing above this area, but I mean effectively if the next 4 hour can break the low, then it can continue moving down. But yeah, we're just kind of ranging at this point. But there we go. So thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone on the Zoom and on the YouTube. Hope you have a really good rest of your trading day. Be careful today. Markets are very choppy, especially in the London session. So yeah, probably want to wait for that MY, pre-MY volume and then see if it can do anything there. So thanks everyone on the YouTube. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, 7:30 AM GMT. And yeah, have a good day.